Bare Knuckle Show! Yeah!
Friday, March 15th, get ready for the adrenaline rush of a lifetime. The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presents BKFC Fight Night, Miami. In the main event, witness young sensation Howard H.D. Davis take on the man always ready for a fight, Sean P-Town Wilson. In the co-main event, the undefeated Rosalina Venom Rodriguez faces off against the always dangerous Monica Fearless Franco. Don't miss a moment of the explosive bare knuckle fighting action. Watch it live. For more info, go to bkfc.com.
We are all the way live from Satellite 5, prepared to give some cash out today. This could be our biggest show ever as far as like announcements and stuff. So much going on today. Let's unpack a little bit of that right now. First off, you've missed him for a couple weeks. He's back. I'm talking about Chris Lights Out Lidle. He joins us for a Lidle look back on BKFC Prospects Edmonton. We'll do a little look ahead on Miami Fight Night, plus everything else in between with Chris Lidle. Always fun with him. Plus, it's the first time ever, as I said, we're giving out money. Live prospect bonuses from BKFC founder and president David Feldman as he steps in the studio and hands out some cash.
Show me the money!
Yeah, show it! Show me the money! And then exclusive footage from BKFC Prospects event in Canada. Very successful. It was sold out. That was awesome. Also, big news, an adjustment to the BKFC commentary team. That's coming up as well for Miami. You'll see that adjustment there. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Main event announcement. That's going to be cool. I think Dave's going to have that for us, Dave Feldman. A main event announcement for April 12th, Tampa, Florida, with, in my opinion, I kind of know what it is, some cool follow-up news, if I can speak with this main event. All this good stuff's coming up today. We're happy to be hanging out with you. Hopefully we have more people watching. I mean, we couldn't promote on Instagram and Facebook and all. It's all down. So hopefully they have nothing to do when they come here. If you're here, welcome. We appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Pop open a Bucked Up or a Forge Irish Stout and enjoy yourself. There's a lot of stuff that we always like to get to. If you're new to the show, we have this guy on the show, Broke It Brandon. He's become successful, Brandon. He's now disrespectful, Brandon. He's always screwing up. But I do want to check him. I feel like he's working his way out of the disrespect. I truly do, every week. And I feel like it's a new record. Let's see how many days you've been clean. Well, not clean. Let's see how many days you've gone without screwing up.
35, I think.
Is that the new? I think that's 29 was the last record.
28.
28, yeah. And you're not going to be here next week, so you could. That's just a free pass for you. Does that count?
It might.
Well, congrats on successful Brandon. We'll call him that. He's successful now because he hit 35 days of no accidents happening. Evan, has he earned that success in your estimation? Okay, good. Evan thinks it's good. We'll do it. And then on top of that, there's a lot of stuff that we have to talk about regarding Canada. For me, I don't know what your travel woes were like, successful Brandon, but for me, travel was absolutely terrible. I left the day of at 7:30 in the morning. I didn't get there till almost 6 o'clock at night. I got changed in a broom closet. I got no shower. I looked horrible. And I went out and did the show, but the crowd was nuts. They were one of the loudest crowds we've been around. They were a lot of fun. But then on the way home, I took a red eye to be home in the morning for my kids. I left at like 1 a.m. and I was home by 8:30. I was supposed to be. Didn't happen. I didn't get home till what time did you pull into the airport? I don't know. I saw you.
When did we land? Like 3 o'clock we landed. And then I was going down to get my bags from the baggage claim, and you were there. Like I literally turn a corner and I see Soscia with his BKFC hat harassing two old women.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, we were hanging out since Edmonton. They were going to the Philadelphia
And I was like,
show.
What are you doing here? You left like 8 hours before us.
Yeah, you got there 10 minutes after me. And I had heard from some inside sources here that you were basking in this after you saw me. You were so happy that I got delayed because you were upset. Is this true?
Nah.
Bullshit. I know you were.
Who you been talking to?
I'm not going to tell you. But the bottom line is this. You were happy that I was late. And I think you have something against me with that because I did a rip on you, joke on the show. And you were happy because I think you took a little bit of pleasure in seeing me there. I know you did. I could see it in your face. Am I wrong?
Well, yeah, because you wanted to be a superhero and fly out 2 hours after the show ended.
Yeah.
And you ended up, I probably got home before you did.
I missed all the free steak and everything at the casino. I literally didn't even stop in the room. I saw the building and left, but it was awesome.
Did you send me a video of you on the plane, actually?
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. See, you're doing great. You're successful. This is how I feel about Air Canada. I was so angry. I yelled at the guy at the airport.
Bad seat, though. At least you got a window seat.
Yeah, I always try to do window, but yeah, it was brutal. I got so screwed up in my flights. We're going back to Canada at some point here. Excited about that. Hopefully, I know how to book the flights are a little better there. Okay, other than that, Yeah, didn't Vespi lose his luggage too?
Yeah, when we got there, they didn't load his kit to take the photos. They left it in Denver. So that was a whole thing. He tracked it. They said they were going to bring it in on a later flight and then deliver it to the hotel that night, but they didn't. So, like, I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was, like, thinking about it. So I texted him. I'm like, did your shit come in? And he said no. And I was like, all right, well, let's figure this out. We ended up taking an Uber to the airport and, like, running around the airport. They probably saw us on camera, thought we were, like, maniacs or something.
You thought.
And it just so happened as we were like standing there, the guy was coming out to deliver the stuff, and we were like, "Yes, there it is!" We were like, "Give us that case."
Well, I'll tell you this.
It was very important that we got that for that day.
You're celebrating the case. I'm glad you got it. In the chat, they're celebrating 35 days of no accidents in the workplace for you. They're very excited about that. Everyone's going nuts. They're saying it's just different phases of your life. You'll screw up again at some point. Everyone seemed to love it. I said, Some people, everyone seemed to like the prospect thing. I know someone drove all the way from Edmonton to Montana. He only stopped twice. Wesley Killigal was there. I saw him. That was awesome. It was a good time. Big Ben was in the house. Who, it was just good to see everybody again. And it was packed. Debut in Canada. We loved it. We'll talk about that a little later with Chris Lidle. But let's get into some of your messages.
For mail call.
It's time, indeed, for the mail call. This was cool. This guy was in Canada. His name's Cody. He sent this in. We always tell you to send your pictures to the mailbag. You can do that, which is at thebareknuckleshow@gmail.com. He just responded to my story. He said, thank you so much for coming out and hope you enjoyed it. It was an epic night, and I hope Edmonton becomes a frequent stop for your future fight nights. So I hope so, too. Your crowd was amazing and loud, and I enjoyed it. Getting there, I'm not going to lie, that kind of sucked. But when I was there, the energy was off the charts. Thank you for coming. Thank you for the nice message, Cody. Then I got hit up from Justin. He sent his picture in. I took a picture with Justin a while ago. P-Town. He's rooting for P-Town Wilson, obviously. You can see the shirt coming up for the Miami fight March 12th. Justin, I got your message. I'm going to do everything I can to help you out, man. And then this is really cool. This was actually sent in by Cutman G. Perez. And G. Perez knows how I'm a wrestling guy. You can see Rowdy Piper's on my shirt. He's saying, just say no to drugs. That's ridiculous if you know who Rowdy Piper is. But that's what he's saying. So we'll say, just say no to drugs. So he knows I like wrestling. And he was in the ring. You always see the Doc stopping fights. The Doc stopped G. Perez. Check this out. G. Perez sent that in. So see that? You got to listen to the Doc, man. That was a nice flip bump by G. Perez, man. Not a mark at all. All right, let's look into Jordan. Jordan had this response from, we asked on my social media, it's Social Network, if you want to check it out. Is it better to have money or legacy? This is from the interview last week with Dave, and he's saying money, legacy is built on what you have done, but it comes at a cost. The cost needs to be paid, and the ability to secure your future is the right answer. That's a good way of looking at it. If you look, I can't see it, but I believe from my notes, I think it was like 68% of people said they'd rather legacy, and 32% said money. Lord Evan Zentar, money or legacy?
Money.
Show me the money, right? Yeah. And how about you, Broken? Or, I'm sorry, you're successful now. Successful, Brandon?
Money.
I'm going to go with legacy. I think legacy is so important.
You're so full.
Well, I like money. I like legacy. Legacy, don't get me wrong, it is really cool. But money helps you. You can't buy groceries with legacy. You can buy it with money.
You don't have legacy till you're.
You have money till
you're dead. So what is it?
Well, no,
anyway?
I think that if you earn a lot of money in something like what we're doing, it's almost going to come with the legacy. It's a vice versa. So I think that's the answer. But most people on here are saying legacy over money, and that's bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's a cute answer, right?
Legacy is when you're dead, then you're like, oh, he was a great guy. Money is like you can actually use it when you're alive. So
ching ching.
Who cares about legacy? You're not even gonna know if you have a legacy because you'll be dead.
Yeah, I know. Well, but I think that you don't just get legacy. It has to come from something, which I would think comes from success, and with that success comes
Not
money.
always. You get legacy from being a fucking serial killer.
Yeah, you make me nervous when you say stuff like that. Is everything okay with you? How many bodies you got? Did you count?
I lost count.
Moving on. All right.
I have to return some videotapes.
We have to return some videotapes, huh? We have exclusive. I don't know what you're even talking about.
Let's see if anyone in the chat knows what that
watch.
reference is.
Is okay?
See if anyone in the chat
Is
knows
it from
what
one
I
of
just
your
said.
movies that I don't watch?
You don't watch any movies.
Oh, I know what that is. I bet you I can guess what it is.
Go ahead.
It's the movie you guys introduced me to, like a loser I never watched.
Which one?
The Huey Lewis and the News guy.
American Psycho.
Yeah, great movie.
American Psycho.
Was that from that movie?
Yes.
Yeah, that is. I remember that now. You guys introduced me to that a couple months ago. I mean, I knew it, but I never watched it. And I watched it one night where I had to stay up after a fight to wait for a flight. What a great movie. What a great movie. All right, let's move on. Let's check out the exclusive footage we promised you from Prospects. We always like to kind of look at what we capture as we wait for Chris Lidle to come on here. We'll take a look at, let's do the Riggs walk back first. I think this is cool. I think Jeremiah Riggs is such a emotional dude. It's a good thing. Check it out.
What's up, Mississippi? I love you, Ashley Anderson, Adeline Chase, Chevy Bridges. Good job, man. Good job.
Great fight, man. Fuck, you're the man, buddy. What a great person you are.
There you go. That was great. It was cool to see what they experienced after the fight. That was quick, too. I mean, Jeremiah Riggs, he's back. ACL, he's like the $6 million man or whatever it's called. They rebuilt him. He's even better. So excited to see what else he does. In the chat, Evan, they're all disagreeing with you. They're saying, somebody said, sell your legacy for money.
I commented.
Okay. They see
I
what
want
they're
my legacy to be how much money I have.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, I understand what he's saying, though. Billboard Nerds, he says that's not true. Michael Jordan has legacy. Dana White has legacy. Denzel. Why do you say Denzel? That's so random. Denzel Washington just randomly threw him in there
top five,
as a legacy. You don't have to be dead to have legacy. That makes sense. I see that part of it. All right, let's see what else. Is Lidle in the virtual waiting room yet?
Well, no, because you give
12:18.
12:18.
Well, I don't have a clock in here. I've been asking for a clock for how long?
I'll start it now. I'll see if he comes
No,
in.
you don't have to start. We can wait. I got more to talk about. I'm trying to see how much more time I have. We're going to check out some of these awesome KO videos, and I'm not sure the order you're rolling them in, so let's just watch an awesome KO. He's angry. He's angry. There you go. Hey, I don't know what's going on for this because I know it was kind of clunky before the show. So I'll tell you what, Brandon. Let's see if you can be successful. You host this segment. You tell me what comes next.
All right. On deck, we got let's take a look at the Lucanis KO.
Okay, I love that.
That's what we're going to look at.
Full screen it. There you go. This guy was on the tryout show. You want to learn more about him? What's his name again?
Lucanis. I'll tell you what. You can hear it here, Evan. You can hear it through the audio on the screen, but being there live, that crowd was unglued for that, man. They loved him. So there you go, Lucanis. And then what do we have next, successful man?
Well, let's take a look at...
Do it like a real announcer.
No, I can't right now.
I like this guy.
Yeah, this guy. Let's take a look at this one.
Oh, yeah, this guy's great. These guys had heat, too.
It's from Iraq.
At the face-off, I thought they'd be pulled apart.
Oh,
Damn!
Gosh.
Damn!
And here's a...
Look at the leg. Can we watch that again? Ooh, and he got him with the first one, and I think that would have been enough, but they hit him with the second one going down. Boom, boom. See him with...
What was the hand sign that Andy Glenn did right there?
Let me watch.
Why are you putting the sound down?
No, this is... wait for this.
We're talking about something.
What are we waiting for?
Watch the next one.
Is right.
Is this leading somewhere? Oh.
Here's the 1-2.
Boom. See, I think he was out there. And boom. That was, if he wasn't out, he's surely out there. That dropped him. Okay, I see what you're saying. That looked great. What's the hand sign you're talking about,
Play
though?
the other clip. Look at this guy.
Just taskmastering him back there. What?
He waves it off, and he goes.
What did he even yell? He's like,
He
whoa!
did like the, you can't see me. He was like,
Yeah, he's doing John Cena. What was that? Good. You always pick the little things out like that. I mean, we got to find out from Andy what
I
that
think he was
was.
probably signaling to the doctor.
Yeah, get up here and check on him because I was sitting right by that when he fell, and I was like, ooh! Like he dropped like a tree. It was ridiculous. Chris Lidle coming on in a couple minutes, and this leads to some news that I want to talk about as we're waiting for Chris Lidle. Big announcement we talked about at the top of the show. Some adjustments being made for the BKFC commentary team, and this is going to be for the Miami fight. And we'll talk more with Lidle. We'll talk more, with Lidle about this. But Lidle's not going to be able to be there in Miami, so we decided to put someone else in there, and I think this is a great choice. So I'll announce it now. Breaking news. Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt will be commentating with Sean Wheelock for Miami, and that's ridiculous. That's great. He can't look like that. I mean, he's not going to show up to commentary like that.
Let's all say so.
That's right.
Ain't no celebration.
That's right. There's no celebration if he shows up looking like that. I mean, he's the champ, he's a fighter, but when you're commentating, I feel like you should be dressed a little nicer. Can we please at least doll him up? Yeah, there he goes. All right, Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt is going to be stopping by to be the guest commentator March 15th at Vivo in Miami. I actually am excited to see him filling in for Lidle because Lidle's so good. But I also believe that Lorenzo Hunt is going to be very, very good in that role. Very knowledgeable, #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. He'll tell you that himself. I'm sure he'll say it on commentary. We're excited to see what he does. That'll be great. Him and Sean Wheelock. And don't worry, Chris Lidle will be back. It's just a covering thing for one time because I believe Chris will be at tryouts. Speaking of Chris, lights out Lidle. We haven't talked to him for a couple weeks, and he is here. Let's bring my buddy in. Oh, there he is. Hey, Chris.
What's happening, Brian?
Nothing much, man. I appreciate you being on here with us. And, you know, we just talked about it. I'm sure you knew. I hope we didn't sucker punch you, so to speak. What a horrible reference. I didn't mean to do that. But Lorenzo the Juggernaut Hunt will be filling in for you in Miami on March 15th for commentary because you're going to be somewhere else. Where will you be?
Man, we're so busy with the tryouts right now. I have them this week. We're coming to Denver. We have tryouts there. The next weekend we have them. We have tryouts for Mohegan Sun. Those are going to be coming up. I have to do those that weekend. And then we might be doing, I think, we have Oregon coming up. I mean, there's so many tryouts right now. It's unbelievable.
So you're being spread so thin, and we have so many shows, so many tryouts. I mean, we're firing on all cylinders. They're like, oh my gosh, we booked Chris and he can't be there, so Lorenzo's coming in. I'm sure Lorenzo's going to do a great job as well, and we'll look forward to seeing you back on commentary after that. But
it's just whatever they need me to do, man. I'm all about this company. I'm all about the growth. Whatever it takes, man. You know, I'm a utility man, baby. Put me wherever you need me. I'm in there. I'll fill it.
You're like a Swiss Army knife.
For me to do the podcast here, take over for Soscia, I'll do it, man. I'll do whatever you need. A fighter gets hurt last minute, I'll jump in there. I don't care.
You better be careful. You better be careful. They're going to want you in there in the chair and in this. I want you in the chair. I'd rather see you, and I want to see you back in the squared circle. But you know, wishful thinking. But you know, I'm excited to see what he brings to the table, and I know you're so good at it. We can't wait to see you back. Thank you for everything you do. The Swiss Army knife known as Chris Lidle. Let's before we get into we're talking commentary. Before we get into the Prospect Show, I want to talk a little bit about something that stuck out to me with the Prospect Show on your commentary. The dude's name, and I'm going to mess it up. Some guys' names are just fun to say. It was like Matt Shuckaluck. I know that's not it, but it was something. Do you remember how to say his name?
Shuckaluck.
What was it?
Shuckaluck Chuck.
It's great. I feel like on that show we had Shuckaluck Chuck and Jad Mossam Wong. So many fun names to say. Shuckaluck Chuck. I was going to edit you how many times you said that, but I didn't get a chance to do it. Shuckaluck Chuck. It was just fun to hear you say that.
I loved it. I had to keep saying his name no matter what he did. Even if he fought well too, man. He dealt with a lot of adversity. I thought first 2 rounds he was losing. I mean, he was in for a tough fight, and he came back and won. That was awesome.
Well, it's because he heard you. He heard you when you're doing commentary. He heard Shuckaluck Chuck, Shuckaluck Chuck. It was like a chant probably to him. Other than that, yeah, I agree with you. That guy, it was cool to see him have that comeback. What stuck out for you on this show? I mean, I'll let you go first, and then I'll kind of piggyback on what you say. I mean, you're the pro.
Brian, what stuck out to me was everybody brought it. You know, these fighters came to fight, man. 10 fights, 10 knockouts, didn't go past the third. Man, and I'm trying to figure it out. You know, we've had 2 fights now in that little ring. I don't know if it's the size of that ring that does it. I don't know if it's the fact that these guys are fighting for their lives, for a contract, or was it the great speech and motivation speech that they gave right before? I don't know. I'm probably sure it's probably all 3, but whatever it was, keep it up. I love those fights. We've had 2 of them so far, and they've been phenomenal. I couldn't ask for a better fight. People are just coming, they're bringing it. Whatever we're doing, keep it coming.
And the cool thing about the Prospect Series, I don't know if I said this on the show, I've said it privately to people, is we run these big arenas now. So if the Prospect Series rolls through your town, you get a chance, and it's very rare to see that, to see BKFC in a little bit of a more intimate setting. It's really cool to see that. So if one comes to you, make sure you're checking it out. You'll see some young up-and-coming talent. We'll throw some people like Jad Mossam Wong on there, who, I mean, she's talented, but we like to put, you know, some bigger name fighters too to show the younger ones the way. That Jad Mossam Wong, I didn't think it was going to end that quick with Gabrielle Roman, to be honest with you. I thought it would go a little longer. But wow, Jad Mossam Wong, big win. What's next for her? Misfit?
It's what it's got to be. I mean, she's right there in the title hunt. You know, the Misfit has another title fight already lined up. So stacking them up. She's getting. I'm sure. Talk to her. She'll fight within a couple months of each other. She doesn't care. So
yeah, it's like she took damage.
There and do it.
Yeah, she didn't really take any damage either, so she's probably ready to rock. Jeremiah Riggs, big comeback. I mean, huge comeback with it from a torn ACL. One of the nicest guys you'll meet. Loves fighting, and he actually talked a couple weeks ago, maybe it was last week, about being a mentor, so to speak, to these younger fighters. It was important for him to be on the Prospect Show, and holy crap, what a comeback it was for Jeremiah Riggs as he defeated Sonny Smith pretty easily in round 1.
Well, yeah, but not easily, I wouldn't say. He had to deal with a lot of adversity. Just, first of all, the whole trip getting there was a problem, but then in that fight, he gets cut open. It had to be in the first 10 seconds. I looked over, and he was just leaking, pouring out. I was like, oh, man.
Well, that made me nervous, too. But after that...
I was like, they might stop this. You don't never know. So I was like, he's got to get busy. And he felt that urgency. He's like, I got one round. Came in with that long right hand. Bah, landed it. I mean, Jeremiah Riggs is just a great individual, super very gracious and humble human being, and just a nice guy, man. Fun to be around.
Agree.
But, man, he brings it.
He sure does. And when I say easily, you're right. I mean, I'm not thinking, he was bleeding. And I thought, oh, God, that's trouble for Jeremiah. But after that, like you said, I should clarify, turned it up and just bomb, and then it was done. You could tell he was a motivated man to show the ACL. He's like rebuilt himself, and he's great. I can't wait to see what Jeremiah does next. I mean, there were so many great fights on the card. I don't want to leave any out. I feel like we're going to. But, I mean, Chad Laconis, people were going nuts for him. You go on and on. It was a great card. Is there anything else that stuck out other than the crowd, too? The crowd was insane. What stuck out for you about our debut in Canada?
Just the guys from the tryouts. Like you said, Chad Lucanis, Drew, Stuvey, he had a tough fight, I mean, because Jason brought it, man. Those guys came to fight.
Hassan
looked phenomenal. I mean, all the guys from trial. The one that really surprised me, though, we had a couple of those guys who looked like brothers. You had Polk versus Craig. I thought that was going to be a much more competitive fight. I thought it was going back and forth. I mean, Polk just... From that first punch, once he landed the first shot, it was over, really. I mean, Craig did a good job of getting back up and trying to cope, but, I mean, his legs weren't there. It was just, I mean, Polk dominated. That was a fight I thought, there was two that I thought had potential to be fight of the night. That one, and then the one versus Hassan versus Dalton. Those two went at it, man, and Hassan got a nasty knockout there. That was awesome.
Oh, it was crazy. We just showed it before you came on. That's another guy that stood out. I mean, I think he knocked him out with the first shot, then hit him with the second when he went down. Well, we know it was great. Big debut in Canada. Thank you for analyzing that with us. Excuse me. I want to move to Fight Night Miami coming up. You're not going to be there, as we said. Lorenzo Hunt will be doing your duties that night. You'll be out finding new fighters for us, and we appreciate that. But let's talk about that since you're not going to be there. You have some stuff on that show, like Fames. Fames is making a return against Brandon Meyer. And I think it's interesting. I don't know if you know this, and I didn't know it, but about a week before his last fight, Brandon, he got diagnosed with some hip problem, and he still fought and didn't get surgery. And then apparently he got hip surgery, and he's saying he couldn't be happy with the results. He said he's moving better than he has in years, and the pain's gone. He's just so impressed by how quickly he's healed. So he's taking on Fames. That's going to be interesting how the guy's doing after the hip surgery. I mean, it's going to be fun to see that. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to with that card. And then you got the co-main event. Rosalinda Rodriguez and Monica Franco. Women fights have for a while, I'd argue they were never bad, but I think they've become more action-packed in the last month or so. I feel like women's division back on fire. We love that. What else are you looking forward to on that show? I mean, the main event's great, too.
Yeah, man. Just every time we come to Miami, that they bring it as well. So that's the main thing is, a lot of our smaller cards now, we're putting a lot of people on there who are trying to make a name for themselves. They're not, if I win this fight, it's a title fight. It's usually trying to really make a name for themselves. We have Richmond coming back. That's amazing, so I really want to see how that plays out. Just people wanting to, hungry to win, hungry to fight, hungry to be seen. That's what you want in these cards, because that's when you put on the best fights, in my opinion. When you're really, clawing and scratching, trying to get there, that's a fun time.
Well, you talk about the main event. I was talking about that. You talk about clawing. H.D. Davis, this is a guy that's clawing back. His last fight, of course, a loss to Kai Stewart, which people might have thought, some people thought that was going to go the other way. It didn't. So he's got something to prove. He's got something to prove in this main event in his hometown against Sean P-Town Wilson. This guy coming off a win in his last fight, and I think his only loss was like to Kevin Kroom, which that's not a terrible loss. That's not something to be ashamed of. So I'm excited for that fight too. I'm looking forward to that. Other than that, we're going to head to Albuquerque before I let you out here, March 29th. We'll be in Albuquerque for our next show at the Tingley Coliseum. You get your tickets now. John Dotson on top of that. Donald Sanchez, he's fighting as well. You can check out the card, bkfc.com. It's all up there for you. Check out the stats. It's really cool. But we talk about this, me and you, every time we go to Albuquerque, and I don't think you saw this last week. It has nothing to do with fighting. Mike from the Mike and Mish show sent me a video of the Breaking Bad lady's house. Some guy from Philly was there messing with her. And I guess he had so much fun messing with her, he went back and got better video of it. Mike and Mish, this is continuing from last week. I just want to watch this with you because we messed with this lady too. So let's watch this from Mike and Mish.
You don't get near my house. Get away.
I just wanted to get a picture. I'm a big fan of the show.
Good whoopee shit.
Oh, whoopee my ass. Man, you ought to learn to chill a little bit,
I
hon.
don't have to, you motherfucker.
Hey, relax.
Get out of here.
Hey, son of a bitch. Yeah, she's threatening to call the cops on me.
I've already got him on the phone, motherfucker. Get out.
Can you just please let me get a couple pictures?
Get away from my house.
You're pissing me off.
Whoopee shit.
I am done with you.
Oh, what a fucking retard.
Well,
Bitch boy.
What,
I
a bitch
appreciate
boy.
being called a bitch boy.
A bitch boy. Well, the last word, we didn't need the R word. I don't like that word. But the bottom line is this. She's crazy. Chris, any chance we're going to try to go there? I don't know if we'll have time. Do you think we could do better than that guy? I don't think there's any need to go there anymore. That guy did it for us.
Oh, we can always top that, Brian. Come on. We've been there before. We got some good back and forth banner weather. It was a lot of fun. But, I mean, I don't know, man. She's got a lot of problems. Why would you come out and do that all the time? I've heard they've offered her a lot of money for that house, and she says no.
Yeah.
Get what, that's what you're going to deal with all the time, lady.
It's
I'm
awesome.
sorry, you're on a great show.
Keep bothering her.
One of my favorites.
Keep bothering her if you're watching this because she's so mean to everybody. Even if we're not there year round, bother her. That guy's like a comedian from Philly. Ed what's his name? Ed Bassmaster or something. I think he's from Philly. I just know he's a comedian. So I guess he's trying to get content. Chris, lights out, Lidle. We love you. Always love talking to you. Thanks for coming on. Get ready to go abuse the lady's house. It'll be fun. And we will see you soon. Hopefully be back on here again soon. But thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Love that guy. Chris Lights Out Lidle. There he goes. Up next, I think, in my producer from the truck, from the satellites in the truck, I think they told me, is the president himself ready to come on, or are we going to another segment? Is he ready? We have to move when the president's ready.
The president is here.
Oh, we should. Then we know what to do. Hit it. Do I have to stand again today? All right. All rise for the president. Please, I left your notes on the chair for you because you left them here before. Are you going to make the president put his own headset on? You're not going to put it on for him? That's disrespectful. Shouldn't they be helping you? Here he comes. He doesn't want to. Oh, stop. He's going to help you. He doesn't want to be disrespectful.
Okay, buddy.
Here comes Brandon.
I got it.
He's going to. No, let him set it up. Now he's going to get the close-up ready. Okay.
Why are you fucking with the shot?
Yeah, what are you doing?
It's fine.
Nobody can see this. I love it. I got Brandon in front of me messing with the president's shot that we set up.
It's already fine. I don't know why you're touching.
He's adjusting it. He's trying to make it perfect for the president. That's important.
Who's the professional camera operator?
Not me. That's for damn sure. I'm not even the professional talker. See on the mic.
I'm glad you put it right back to work.
Right, the same shot. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate that. He's trying to stay on the success path. Look, a lot to get to today, Dave. I'm glad you came in with us. We're going to get to the bonuses. We're going to do that in a little while, though. I got a bunch of other stuff to get to first, okay?
Okay.
All right, sweet. So first off, we were just talking to Lidle. To me, Canada, fantastic show. Here comes Evan to fix the camera again. Thanks, Evan.
I mean, really. and I encourage people not to curse on our interviews, but this motherfucker, Brandon, can't do anything right. Can he do anything right?
He just got success today, too. It's a shame. All right, so let's get to it. Canada, we were talking to Chris Lidle. He was there. I was there. I know you were watching. You were checking everything out. We have some bonuses we're going to award in a couple minutes, but I don't know how it came across on TV. There, it was electric. What did you think about our first debut in Canada, the Canada
It
show?
looked great. It looked great. I mean, there's some improvements to make with the room itself to just maneuver things a little bit, but it was awesome, man. It was a great atmosphere, great fights. I really liked I liked the whole thing. I thought it was awesome. Everybody said that the staff there was great, the casino was great, the fans were great, and the fighters fought their asses off.
It was great. I mean, it was loud. Like it was insane, that crowd. I think it came across on TV. I heard it, but when you're there, it's always louder. It was really they were alive, man. Aside from that, successful debut in Canada. We've been successful in England for a while now, which is exciting. We're rolling out new places all the time. It's really cool. Bulgaria, you know that, for a second time, March 22nd.
Was that our third show or fourth show of the year? Third?
We sold out every show. I think it's third or fourth. I don't. We do so many now. It's, you can't keep it straight.
Four.
I think it was the
show.
fourth.
4 sellouts. That's amazing, man.
I know, man. That's pretty cool,
That's
right?
awesome, yeah.
It's just rolling. I love it.
And this one sold out coming up.
Oh, Miami, yeah.
Hey.
So there you go. Pre-sold out. And we might release more tickets if you're trying to get in, bkfc.com. Keep checking there. And we always try to kind of make more because we want everybody to experience it. But you got to get your tickets early because this happens now. We're the hot thing. So I want to talk about these new titles in England. The new titles, which, by the way, we're going to let you look at the new titles. We'll show you next week. We're going to have the official new titles I'm talking about here in the studio. We're going to reveal them to you. That'll be next week. But right here and now, let's talk about those titles. I'm talking about the UK title and the European title. They're both being decided in the UK.
Right.
What are they? Why are we doing this? Just talk about that.
So I think the UK title kind of speaks for itself, what it is, right? It's anyone that is living, training, or fighting out of the United Kingdom. I mean, that's what the UK title is. So we get a little bit of confusion here with the European title, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, I was a little confused, and I'm still kind of a little confused, but I understand what we're doing with it. We're doing it because they asked me to do it. They said, look, we got a guy from Spain that's going to come over here and he's going to fight. And because we don't want to do it for the UK title, but we think that both of them are deserving of a title shot. So because of that, we said, all right, look, we're developing this European title anyway. And since this guy is from the other part of Europe, not the UK part of it, so we will, allow this to be for the European title. So basically, very confusing explanation I just gave, right? But what I want to tell you is this. It's the European title, like we're doing fights in Bulgaria. We're about to sign a deal to do fights in Spain.
Awesome.
We're going to do fights in Italy. We're going to we're going to do fights in Germany. We're going to do fights in a lot of different countries in Europe. And we're not going to do the Bulgaria championship, the Spain championship,
that's too much.
right? So it's going to be the European championship, the UK championship, and when we develop more in Asia, we'll have the Asian championship, right? Or BKFC Asia championship, right? And then we'll do Latin American championship. And then we'll do, all those are regional ones, okay? So what we're going to do is when we develop these rankings, all the champs are going to be in the top 10 of the rankings.
Answer my next question. That's what I was
so
going to ask.
that's how we'll include them and make sure that they should be in there. Now look, the problem with the rankings in the past have been that the guys have just been going off records. So they go off a record, they go off a, I know we're just developing the Prospect Series, but I'm going to use as an example a guy that fought twice in the Prospect Series. He's 2-0 in the Prospect Series, and they put him into the world rankings. He hasn't even fought on the BKFC show yet, right? That's confusing to me. That's confusing to
you own the place. You own the joint.
Fans.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're just tightening up the ratings committee a little bit and giving them a little bit more information on how they have to rank these fighters. It's not necessarily what record of a guy you fought. It's the quality of the guy and who did he fight, right? Like we got to dive into it a little more. We can't just go by records.
No, never.
Because but we do because it's easier, right? Oh, we got a 4-0 guy and we got another 4-0 guy. I guess they should be 1-2 in the division, but they really didn't fight anybody. So now we have to just really dive into it and study who they did fight, who their opponents were, and what kind of abilities they have and where they should be ranked. Because I think there was a lot of confusion. I was actually confused myself. To be dead honest with you, I'm like, how is this guy ranked here when this guy would totally destroy this guy and he's not even in the rankings, right?
Yeah.
So we had to put everything together, and I think these European and these different regional championships are going to help really get the whole entire sport of bare knuckle and the whole entire company of BKFC involved in the BKFC championship.
Yeah, and I think that it should be said, if they don't know, if they're just starting to watch, these rankings are independent committee. We don't do them in-house. We have other writers and stuff do them. So bare knuckle's such a new sport, too. I think these guys almost need to figure out how they're doing it, like you're saying.
Well, absolutely, because, look, the other part of this is you might have a guy that's, 12-0 or 12-2, we'll say, in MMA, and all his wins are by submission.
What's
and his
that?
2 losses, he got knocked out. Right?
You got to look at that.
And he's 4-0 in bare knuckle, let's just say. So they say, oh, yeah, he's 12-2 there. He's 4-0 here. He's ranked number 1. Right? But they didn't really, bad example. He's 2-2 here.
Okay.
And they didn't really diagnose who he fought. Right? They didn't dive into that. They didn't really, take the time to study who they fought. And therefore, it's easy to make the wrong decision there. But we're going to give them all the tools they need now to build the proper rankings.
Good. I'm excited because, sometimes it's hard when we look at the rankings, even
Absolutely.
Because I got to sit here and be like, oh, here's the rankings. And I
can't lie.
try to sell
sometimes
them.
I go, how is that guy ranked? Or or why is that guy?
Well, we sit here,
and
Evan,
I get it, though.
all
But
of
I
us
get
are
it.
like,
Look,
what?
And a lot of these guys don't have a lot of time. But now this guy's going to study this. This guy's going to study this part of it. This guy's going to study this part of it. And then they're all going to come together as the rankings committee, and then they're going to talk about the rankings. They're not just going to submit their vote. They're all
Send
going to
an
talk
email,
about
yeah.
it. Exactly.
I think that's smart. I'm looking forward to see. I think that's probably going to take a couple shows to kind of pan out. So just be patient as we get this going, and hopefully the rankings improve because I don't like them either. I know all about that. And Dave, there were questions I was going to ask you, but you knew, so you started rolling through them. That's good. Thank you. You had a lot of energy, by the way. I don't. If you didn't see the start of the show today, if you roll it back after we go off the air, because Dave started the show off. This guy had more energy than I've ever had in my life. You scared me with your energy. You've calmed down a lot. So in that vein with you calming down, I don't know if this will get you more excited, but there's a lot of people online. Oh, can we look at it? Oh, yeah.
Are we ready? The Bare Knuckle Show! Yeah!
Dude, you must knock my computer down. He came in. I was so excited. He must fell out of my chair. I got nervous. Thank you for that. So this will be get excited too because we're talking about other fights. This is big. 185-pound weight class. A lot of buzz online about that going a lot of different ways, but there's one main fight a lot of people want to see. Now, I probably shouldn't say this. You're probably going to get mad at me, but I'm going to talk about a rumor. I heard a rumor somewhere. Maybe I had my ear to your door with a glass. I heard a rumor somewhere. I don't know if it was from you, but I heard it in the office. Is it true? Don't get mad, dude. That we're going to do a 185-pound tournament. Is that true, or are we going to go what everyone else is looking for?
It just happened, right? Lorenzo Hunt gave up the 85-pound championship, gave up the 205-pound championship to challenge for the heavyweight championship.
Which is going to be huge.
So it just happened.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, let's make these guys earn their title shot and let's do a four-man tournament, right?
Yeah, that's
what
what
I thought. And
as
we're trying to assemble the four-man tournament, there are a lot of very good guys in the 185-pound division, but I think the two guys that have really earned their mark here, fought anybody, and really deserved the shot is Jomi Escoboza versus Jared Warren.
Ooh, there it is.
So we're not going to do the four-man tournament. We're going to do that fight for the vacant 185-pound championship, June 21st at the Hard Rock in Hollywood, Florida.
That's going to be awesome. I know the fans have been calling for that fight. And be honest with me, I have to know, like, as far as when you're talking about the tournament and these guys being more deserving, there was a lot of noise
now
online.
Listen, let me tell you, I just made that match, right? They didn't agree to it yet, which I'm pretty sure they're going to agree to it. I'm just saying, like, it's not a done deal, but that's what I want to happen.
So, yeah, breaking news. There we got breaking news. Yeah, that Hawani guy. Who's he?
Fucking man.
So I think that the way I look at this is everybody was calling for that online. They wanted to see that fight. Does that ever sway you? Do you look at? I mean, you have to kind of listen to what the fans want, but do you just know what you want? Was that part of what swayed you? That everybody's calling for that?
Well, look, at the end of the day, the fans pay our bills.
Yeah,
they really pay our bills. So you got to listen to what the fans want, and we kept throwing it out there, and all the stuff, all the chatter that I saw online, really just completely dominated with Jomi versus Jared Warren, not the tournament. So that's the direction we're going to go because the fans asked for it, and the fans are going to get it.
I'm looking in the chat here. It says, everyone, Kyle Mish, Jomi versus Warren, let's go. Gator saying, Big Ben, let's go. Jomi's in the chat. Jomi said I don't know what he's going to say. Let's see if he says anything. He might just be quiet about it right now. Who is Jomi fighting for the 185-pound title? That's what he asked in the chat. I didn't see that. Jomi's in the building. Jomi, do you accept? LOL. We'll see what Jomi's saying, and we'll keep you updated. But that's a fight that I know you've been wanting. I want to see it. Hopefully they accept and that pans out because that's a great fight. Thanks for that, Dave.
It's going to happen.
Good. All right. Dave likes it. I like it. All right. So we got through the 185-pound. That's what a lot of people are talking about, is perusing to see what they wanted to know. The next thing, you know what? I think we talked about this. We're going to give away a little money, some bonuses.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
We got the money, baby. We're going to hook it up. You like that? You grooving to that? We got that cash. Going to hook some people up. Thank you, Evan.
You're giving me a bonus?
Oh, yeah, right. Not me, the fighters, man. I don't have the money. I'll give you lint from my pockets, maybe maybe Nats.
I watched this one from home this time with my wife, actually. She usually falls asleep, and she stayed up for the whole fight.
So you know it was good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. So this isn't a BKFC show, meaning it's not the same money that's coming in. It's not the same money they're making. But there are people that are getting bonuses, and smaller bonuses. So we'll start off with the first fighter tonight. I can't pronounce his name. And the only reason why I can't pronounce his name, I can't see his name because I'm blind.
Glasses. I noticed
Matt.
I can't see
He's
it.
the first guy.
What fight was it? I don't have it in my sheet here. I can't remember. We have somebody. Evan, help. You're smart. or Brandon? Matt, who is it? I don't know. I don't have my
Matt
sheet.
saw.
Oh, that's the one Lidle was talking about. Yeah.
Anyway, Matt.
Matt.
I don't want to chop your name, and I'm blind, so I can't read it, but you're getting a bonus. You
Get
had a
money,
hell of a
Matt.
knockout. You got dropped. You got dropped. You got back up, and you knocked the guy out, so you're going to get a small bonus.
All right, small bonus. I thought we were only giving out like 2 today. You're giving out more than 2?
Tyler Trimlett is going to get a he did pretty good. He's going to get a small bonus.
I love it.
The 2 guys that stood out to me the most were Hassan and Chad.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Chad
they
Lucanis.
both did good. So I think I need to explain this, right?
Please.
We do the prospect series, and sometimes I give out contracts, and sometimes I won't. I'll give out bonuses.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those guys impressed me very much. Both of those guys, I think, are deserving of a contract. However, I want to see them one more time in bare knuckle. They didn't have a lot of experience in the professional ranks in any type of fighting, and we'd like to have guys that have more experience getting into the ranks. They both fought great, so we're both going to give them a decent bonus. They're both going to get a really nice, generous bonus. They're not going to get contracts yet. I'm going to put them back. If not fighting before, they will fight on the August 31st show up there as well.
Great.
If they don't fight before. And then if they look the same as they did and they do the same type of damage that they did, they're definitely 100% going to get contracts. But I just want to slow roll this just a little bit just to make sure that, they have the experience it takes to fight with the bigger and better guys in BKFC.
And that makes a lot of sense. Would you say that at this point, are they at the point now you have prospects, right? And then you give them some bonuses. Are they there where it's like a can't miss prospect yet? Or you're just kind of, that's what you're trying to figure out, right? The next level will be like a can't miss prospect.
I mean, I think they have what it takes, right?
Good.
But the one thing, I did see on Hassan, he did get cracked. He did eat some punches, and he did knock the guy dead. He did really good. Both of those guys, however, though, didn't have a lot of experience, right? And Dalton did tremendous. He fought his ass off. He came in there. He really fought his ass off, and hats off to him. He'll be back as well. And, he ended up getting knocked out. This is what I say to a lot of people is, like, fighting is a whole different world here, right? When you have a bad day at the office, you go home, things didn't go your way. One of them things happen. You have a bad day at the office in fighting, you get knocked out.
Yeah.
Like you're
And
out,
everyone
right?
watches.
And he got knocked out.
Yep.
And I saw nothing but heart, nothing but display of great sportsmanship, and he looked good. So he'll definitely be back. But Hassan and Chad were the 2 guys that impressed me the most. Chad talked very good game. He cursed a little too much, so we had to work on that.
Gotta clean up. We're trying to be on TV here. Yeah.
He did real good. And then we had another great fight was Stan versus Ruben Roundstone. That was a very, very good fight, and I definitely want to slide those guys a small little bonus each. Again, just to prep you guys, it's a small bonus. I'm not giving out big bonuses on this show. It's a smaller show.
It's a token of appreciation.
But I'm going to give you a little bit of bonus to show you guys thank you for fighting your asses off. And then obviously we got to give a nice little bonus to Jad Masan Wong.
Great name, isn't it?
For an unbelievable performance. Totally dominated.
Did you expect that? I expect a little. I thought it would be a little more of competitive.
Not at all.
I was so shocked.
I didn't expect that at all, and she did tremendous. And I think she put herself in great position for a possible championship fight.
I know she said when I was talking to her that Misfit is the thing that she wants next. So we'll see if that can happen. That'd be fun to watch.
Look, Misfit.
I know Misfit's got some other.
Misfit has a
fish to fry.
big challenge in front of her right now with Heather Hardy. So we'll see what happens there.
So the other fish to fry, you're right. After that, then we look where Jad can stand, and you can see the fight here. This blew my mind how quick this happened. I couldn't believe it. The crowd was electric for their hometown, well, kind of hometown girl, but it was Jad's ready, man. She moved to get away from every distractions, and she went and rented an Airbnb to go train. Look at this. She's tough, though.
I take my hat off to Gabrielle.
Me
she
too.
really should be fighting at 115 pounds.
She's never fought in her weight class.
She will be fighting at 115 pounds from here on in.
Good.
But the thing I really liked about what she said is she said, Jad looked great. She, praised her up and down and said, I can't wait to. I'm as soon as I hit my soil where I live, wherever, I'm going to start training again. Like,
Perth ambush. She's
there was
not
no
too far.
there was no quitting in her. She wants to come back, and
There's no
you know
quitting
we
her at
definitely
all.
want her back at 115 pounds.
I want to see what she's going to do, though. Like I said, she's never fought in that weight class, and I feel like she has a lot of heart, and I just think she's a good person to help represent us. So kudos to you losing with your head held high. That doesn't always happen, so we appreciate that. Good sportswomanship? I don't know what it's called. All right, before we get out of here, this is something that we need to talk about. We have some upcoming shows. And this is going to involve you helping me. I don't know if you know this, make a major announcement. We're going to do that in a minute. But let's look at the upcoming shows. I mean, we're everywhere, like we said. You can see them in front of you if you're just listening on audio.
I mean, look, we talked about we sold out our first 4 shows. We sold out our first 5 shows with Miami.
Bulgaria's
Bulgaria is
gonna
on
sell
its
out.
way to another sellout. That's going to be 6. Albuquerque looks like it's really cranking up
moving.
now. That could be 7 straight sellouts. I mean, just unbelievable way to start.
That's
out this
cool,
year,
right?
Man.
We have like
It's
a plaque.
unbelievable, man.
Yeah. And then you go past that and look at what else we have coming up. We have so much good stuff. We talked about the UK show April 6th. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
they love
that's-
it there.
I think that is sold out.
Dude, there's
or-
3
or it's
titles on
about
the
to
line.
sell out.
Yeah. And then
Prospect Series, Tampa definitely going to sell out. It's a smaller show, just so everybody knows. We wanted to fit something in Tampa. None of the venues were available, so we went to Barracuda Burt's
Harley Davidson
Harley
dealership,
Davidson
yeah.
dealership.
It's a cool venue. It's different.
He has a big outdoor pavilion that we're going to do the fight in. So you know, most of it's going to be covered. Some of it won't be covered, but it's going to be a really cool atmosphere.
Burt's
We're going to
Barracuda.
do that one. That's going to sell out easy. The Prospect Series is going to sell out easy. Bruce Ambrinsky versus Jonathan Miller. That's going to be a great fight there. And then we move right into Knuckle Mania, which tickets should be on sale next week. We're just trying to get the date honed in with the arena. And once we do that, we're going to actually announce the press conference that same day. So we're going to do a press conference in L.A. And
Can you believe, though, it's the 4th Knuckle Mania? I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. I feel like the first one was like yesterday. It's the 4th Knuckle Mania. Here we are.
listen, you know, I always give praise to everybody a lot, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I do, but listen, man, I was going through. It was funny on the weekend. I had a little time, and I was just Googling BKFC and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, BKFC
Yeah.
David Feldman, just all the different,
Yeah.
looking at pictures, and holy shit, what we built, man. We built something unbelievable from nothing, crawled and clawed our way up everywhere we did, begged, borrowed, did anything we had to do to
kind of
get the
stuff.
money to keep this thing alive. And look, man, we're one of the top combat sports promotions in the world. And literally, we started with nothing
And
at
it's
all.
growing every day. It's awesome. So aside from that, the announcement I want to make, we kind of jumped past it, was the main event for Tampa. They told me that's good to announce. I think this main event, before we even say what it's going to be, I think it's more than a main event. I think it has some other cool fallout too.
So both guys are on a 2-fight streak.
Yep.
Mike Richmond, who's going to be fighting in the main
He's
event,
back.
is on a 2-fight losing streak, and his opponent Eric Lozano is on a 2-fight winning streak. So this is a good test for Mike Richmond to come back. He said that he really was just working a lot, and he didn't really train as hard as he should have trained. And now I think he's going to take a little sabbatical from work,
Good.
train his ass off, and try to show the world that he is the Mike Richmond that everybody thought he was. And then you
100%.
have
More?
hold on,
You're
let
gonna
me
give us
finish-
more?
No, let me just finish this up. Then you have Eric Lozano,
Oh, yeah.
who everybody kind of counted out.
Yeah.
But I mean, he scored devastating knockouts with us. He won his last 2 fights. He's looking very, very good, and he's going to give Mike Richmond all he can handle.
No, I agree. I'm excited for the return of Mike Richmond because we had announced, I don't know, less than a year ago that he was walking away from Bare Knuckle, and I think that's the cool fallout here. Regardless of what happens in that fight, you're going to see Mike the Marine Richmond coming back, and he's a pleasure to watch. I mean, the thing with Lorenzo Hunt, I think it didn't shock. Well, maybe it did shock Lorenzo. Won't tell you if it did, but it shocked a lot of people. And then I think that kind of took some of the wind out of Mike's sails. But maybe licking his wounds, regrouping. He was on trajectory to be like one of the biggest stars in Bare Knuckle. Let's see if he's got it. Let's see if he can do
This
it. in
fight's
Tampa.
going to say a whole lot about him.
I agree.
I mean, it does. It doesn't mean whether he's got heart or anything like that. We know he has heart. He showed it. He got dropped, came up, and fought his ass off. It shows whether he still has it or not. And we're going to know. We're going to know on April 12th in Tampa, Florida.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I'm excited to see Mike Richmond back. Eric Lozano, always a pleasure to watch fight. We're dropping all kinds of bombs today, all kinds of news. That's going to be awesome. Get your tickets. They're available, I think, now, right?
Yeah.
For Tampa?
Yep.
BKFC.com. Get your tickets now because we just announced that. They're going to start moving. And if you want to see it, you got to be there live for the Richmond return. And Eric's going to be fun to watch, too. So get there. We'll keep announcing other matches. I know you got to get out of here. Before we go, I want to leave you with this. I don't think we did this with you here, but we watched it. We were on TMZ, and nobody picked up on who you were. We watched this a couple weeks ago on the show, And these guys over here, the young men over here, were making fun of the way that me and you were dressed. They don't understand this was like 24 years ago. We dressed differently.
Were they making fun of the way we were dressed or the way you were dressed?
No, you too. They didn't like your turtleneck.
Wow.
I actually loved your turtleneck.
Oh, shut up. Show it. Show his
thought it was
turtleneck.
great.
In the chat, they're like,
Hometown favorite did not win that fight, but she gave a hell
there you are. You're so young. You're like 20.
Holy shit. Look what Bare Knuckle did to me.
Yeah,
What
right?
year is this?
It's got to be like, I'd say 2000 or 99, 2000.
Was this
maybe?
in Philly?
It was at the deck, the Lagoon, I think.
Oh, this is pre 9/11.
Oh, this was, yeah, dude, we were young. I mean, that was years ago. And, you know, he was in the corner of the winner, by the way, Tanya Harding. That's Tanya Harding there. But, yeah, Dave. So let's get the same energy, guys. What do you think of Dave's outfit?
I think the turtleneck's hilarious.
That was popular back then. And I had these big baggy.
It's actually not a turtleneck. So what it is
Tell us.
if you can
From
zoom
Structure?
in,
Is it from Structure?
It's actually a zip on it that zips up on the front.
But I'll
'Cause
bet you
I
it's from
never wore
Structure.
turtlenecks.
Is it from Structure? You used to rock
It's
Structure
kind
a
of
lot.
like what you got on
Probably.
now, just zippered all the way up.
It could be. It
Dude,
could
you-
be from there, or it could be from what's that place I used to go to on 69th Street?
Oh, I know. But Structure's in my head now because everyone used to go there. I don't think Structure's even around anymore. They were calling you here. They're saying now in the chat. They were calling Boss Man Turtleneck Dave last week. Anyway.
Statement stands.
Evan, I respect you, Evan, because you're keeping the same energy. Brandon's keeping his mouth shut.
Coward.
Yeah, I know. What a wimp. Anyway, Dave, thank you so much for coming in today. We appreciate you being here, man. If you want to hang out, you have anything else you want to talk about? 'Cause
No, man, I'm good, man.
All right,
I can't wait to get out of here.
Oh, shut up.
All right.
Thanks a lot for coming
It's going to
over.
be awesome. I can't wait till next week. See you guys.
See you, man. I can't wait either. It's going to be amazing. There he goes, the president, David Feldman. Love that he makes some time for us. Let's see what he does here. I knew he wasn't going to bend down. Thanks, Dave. I'll see you later, man. There goes the president. He was actually coherent. It's better than other people that are presidents. He made sense when he spoke. I agreed with him. Much different than other presidents. Or even
Like which president?
What's the guy? What do they call him in Canada? The prime ministers or whatever.
Yeah.
It's better than that weirdo too. Anyway,
You're a Democrat.
shut up. Anyway,
You got a Biden-Harris bumper sticker.
yeah. Let me. I don't talk politics. It's
On
very
your Prius.
polarizing. Come talk to me off the air. We'll figure it out. The show's not about
Do you
that.
know Brandon is related to the vice president?
Kamala or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Kamala's a former wrestler. I get confused. I call her that still. Are you related to her for real?
Yeah.
Harris.
No.
He's like, not at all.
Just because the last name's Harris, doesn't mean- there's a lot of Harrises in the world.
Hairy ass.
Hairy ass.
That'd be
You ain't
crazy if you
lying.
were. If you were, I'd try to call it a favor. It probably wouldn't work though. Just like you, it's broken. All right. So thank you so much for hanging out. We got a couple more things we want to get to before we get out of here. I always like to do the website rundown. There's always great stuff on there. BKFC.com. We were talking about Brandon Meyer earlier, who's got a big fight coming up. Brandon Meyer, this is what we were talking about. He had a horrible hip problem. He fought with the hip problem. He knew he had it going in. You can read the article about how much better he feels and what he thinks it's going to do for him. I think it's very important you check that out headed into the Miami show. And then also Jonathan Miller, great article on him too at BKFC.com. I was going to smash his way back into the win column. You can check out his thoughts. I mean, these articles, if you're missing out on these, they're either on the app or the website. You got to check them. They're well written. You find out more about people. John Dotson, this is important as we head to Albuquerque, ready to defend his throne. The guy's been undefeated. He's been a powerhouse in fighting. He said before he came here, I remember him being on the news locally in Albuquerque, he said, I want to show people my knockout power still exists. And he's been doing that. I can't wait to see what John Dotson has in store. Main event. It's going to be great. In Albuquerque for BKFC 59, like Dave said, those tickets are selling, but you can still get a couple. BKFC.com. If you're going to get in now for those. Looking forward to seeing you, Albuquerque. You're always crazy. You're always loud. Other than that, check the website. It's all up there. That's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm going to check the chat real quick before we get out of here. Let's see. Beers, Bowls, and Brawl. Or Bowls, Beers, and Brawls hasn't been here in a while. He's back. Here's David Diaz. Tell Dave that we're waiting for him in L.A. He's invited to the after party. Let's go, Perros! I'll let Dave know there's an after party. We love. There's Dave, there's David, and there's David. So they can hang out together. That'll be fun. Home of the Hustle's hanging out. We appreciate everybody. Before we get out of here, I ask you this every week because we're trying to grow this wacky, dopey show. Like I told you last week, we're like a virus. Even if you don't like us, we're going to stick around. You know about viruses, Harris, right? We do. So let's make sure. The face he's making at me. He's like, don't say that. He doesn't have any viruses. Yeah, I promise you don't. It was a joke. I meant like a cold virus. Why are you taking it the other way?
I'm not.
Oh, well, you made a face at me.
Continue on,
No,
sir.
you're angry with me. You're not going to be here next week. You're going to be on vacation. What are we going to do?
You probably have a flawless show.
I was setting you up for that. Evan, do you know what the plan is? Are you going to run things back there? Do we know what's happening? Have we thought about this yet?
It's going to be a flawless show, 0 errors.
The Lord.
You know, I'm coming back. Over here, I don't do much. I kind of oversee. But now, you know, if you watch the early days of the podcast, when everything went well, it was all.
There were plenty of mistakes on those two.
I don't know. We're getting the band back together
The
here.
A-team is back.
The A-team's back. Here he goes. All right. Well, we're looking forward to it. We hope you. What are you doing? You taking a vacation? Where are you going?
Yes, I'm.
Are you allowed to tell us?
Taking a vacation.
Family?
Oh,
Yep.
yes,
Oh, good. I'm
Why
glad.
do you get all quiet?
He's being weird.
Taking a vacation.
He's nervous to take a vacation because the guy works so hard. Are you? Is it a real vacation? You're going to be working.
I am taking a vacation.
I'll
Evan,
probably do some stuff.
Is it a real vacation, Evan, or is he going to be working?
He's going to Disney World.
Oh, is he Mickey?
Yeah.
So if you see
the rat.
Brandon in Disney World,
the rat?
the rat.
Well, actually, what we
Where you staying? What hotel?
Yeah, let us know.
no
Get your room
hotel,
number.
Find you.
Airbnb.
Where's it at? Give us the address. We'll stop by and see it. We'll have people stop by. Are you coming right to Miami for the fight then?
Yep.
Oh,
Wednesday.
right. Okay.
Wednesday,
Took
I'll.
advantage of it, of his travel.
Yeah.
I said stay
Oh,
down
that's
there.
right. They're going to pay for your travel
So
home.
I was getting home one day, I think from here, and he calls me. He's like, "When's your vacation?" Before he even asked, I knew he was going to ask if I could go down to Miami, and of course I said, you know, why would I say no?
Yeah,
so
it's gonna be
I mean, it makes sense. So yeah, it's Wednesday. Vacation ends. Drive down Wednesday night to Miami, and then do
Back in the
our
fire.
fight night.
Back in the fire.
Right
Well,
into it.
I hope you have a great vacation. We bust your chops a lot, but you're very helpful with the show. We say it all the time. I'm going to miss you. We'll see if it's flawless next week because I don't know what the hell we're going to do without you. But Evan says it's going to be flawless. I'm going with Evan on that one.
I'm sure they're going to go above and beyond the mission.
They're going to be preparing for if they could prepare 2 weeks, they would for this. All right, look, we're going to get out of here. We're going to play that again. We can play it again before we go. I'll play it. I'll
Just
watch it.
frozen here on the screen.
That's what you've been staring at? Come on, let's all do the. You do it. Brandon, do it. Brandon, Evan?
I'm not opening my mouth wide.
I know. I was trying to get you to do it. All right. So that being, you guys are stupid. That being said, we hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll keep you updated. There's always more breaking news. Don't forget, next week we're finally going to reveal the first time you're ever going to see it right on the show. It'll be in studio. The titles we're talking about for UK interim titles, they have a little bit of a different look. I think you're going to like them. Find out next week. Thanks for hanging out. We appreciate it. We love you guys. Remember, hit the like button. Hit everything. I don't know if Instagram's working yet. Hit the stars. Make sure you hit the like button. That helps us. And share this with a friend so we can grow this stupid show. That's what I was telling you earlier. Until then, I'm going to drink some beer when I'm done. Forged Irish Stout. But before I do that, I'm going to get bucked up so I'll be all energetic. And I'm going to knuckle up. And I'm going to see you next week. Thanks for hanging out. Boom!
Friday, March 15th, get ready for the adrenaline rush of a lifetime. The world's most exciting combat sport, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, presents BKFC Fight Night, Miami. In the main event, witness young sensation Howard H.D. Davis take on the man always ready for a fight, Sean P-Town Wilson. In the co-main event, the undefeated Rosalina Venom Rodriguez faces off against the always dangerous Monica Fearless Franco. Don't miss a moment of the explosive bare knuckle fighting action. Watch it live. For more info, go to bkfc.com.